Jingu?
JinguKid!
The Emperor is getting more and more displeased with me. I have to leave this place as early as possible.
Gulliver was preparing for his visit to Blefuscu. One night, Gulliver's friend, Hergo the minister, visited him secretly.
Who's that?
Shh. Shh. Do not make noise.
Gulliver lifted the minister and kept it on his table.
What has happened, friend? Are you in some kind of danger?
No, not me. You are.
What? Me? What do you mean?
I am here to warn you before it's too late. The Emperor is holding a secret meeting where many bad things are told. They are more jealous of you ever since you captured the Blefuscudian ships and want you to be killed. In yesterday's meeting, His Majesty too decided that you deserve that punishment.
But I captured the ships because the Emperor wanted me to. I had done everything in my power to help the Emperor. But just because I disapproved of the Emperor's plan of using my strength to extend his empire, His Majesty wanted me to kill. This is not at all fair.
I know. Many other ministers feel so too. But your enemies have convinced the Emperor that you have become a threat. They've drawn up several charges against you.
What kind of charges?
I somehow managed to get a copy of it. Here it is.
The minister opened the scroll and said,
I will read the charges to you. Charge 1. The giant man has committed a crime by spitting water on Her Highness, the Empress, in her living chambers. Charge 2. The giant man seized 50 Blefuscudian war ships but refused to capture the rest of the enemy fleet. He thus committed crime by refusing to obey the orders of His Majesty, the Emperor. Charge 3. The giant man is showing his disloyalty towards the kingdom of Lilliput by planning to visit the kingdom of Blefuscu. He, however, has the permission from His Majesty. Charge 4. The giant man's disloyalty is proved by the way he welcomed the ambassadors from Blefuscu. He befriended them even though he was aware that the ambassadors were from the kingdom who till recently was the enemy of the kingdom of Lilliput.
Gulliver, who felt insulted, said,
I never expected this from the Emperor, after all that I've done for him.
The Emperor has not forgotten your services. He recounted all of them to the council members, but the treasurer and High Admiral convinced him not to excuse you. They have planned to kill you by poisoning your food and firing your house in the middle of the night.
Unbelievable.
But since you're so big and powerful, they also plan to send an army of 20,000 soldiers to shoot poisonous arrows at your face and hands. Also, your servants are to put poisonous juice on your clothes and bedsheets.
Injustice.
The Emperor is angry at you, but he still wanted to save your life. So he consulted another minister who is in favor of you.
Oh, that's good then. I'm sure he must have spoken in my favor.
Well, I'm not sure. He did request the Emperor to spare your life, but he could not prove that the charges drawn against you were false.
That's true. I've done everything that they say I've done. But I didn't mean any harm.
I know, but it is very hard to prove that.
That's okay. But what did the minister say?
Minister advised the Emperor to show mercy by letting you live. As per his suggestion, they decided to make you blind and punish you in such a way that would prove that he is a fair, just and merciful emperor. That way, you will be blind but still can move around and continue to work for us.
I can't believe it. They want to make me blind and still expect that I would go on helping them. What do they think of me? Am I some kind of a mindless beast?
But that's not all. The High Admiral said that just making you blind won't be sufficient for a traitor like you, and urged for something more severe.
Tell me that too. What have they decided?
He said it was too dangerous to let you live, since you can very easily drown the entire palace by spitting water on it. Your life was proving just too costly for the kingdom, and feared that you would start eating even more after becoming blind.
So
they decided to slowly cut down your food supply. That way the kingdom would save money and you'd die slowly of starvation.
Excellent. That's a remarkable plan. But tell me this. What's their plan to do with my body once I'm dead?
Your flesh will be cut into small pieces and buried in different parts of the kingdom. Your skeleton would be allowed to remain on display for people to admire.
Grand. So I'd still be here to amuse His Majesty's people. What a pleasant picture sight that is.
Sorry, friend, for bringing this bad news. But you have 3 days to save yourself. After 3 days, the secretary will arrive at your home and read out the charges decided against you. They will shoot the arrow into your eyes and make you blind. Save yourself, friend, if you can.
Thank you. I will never forget your timely help.
Take care of yourself. It is time for me to leave.
Soon the minister drove his carriage back to the city. Gulliver thought over everything and finally came to a conclusion.
I could easily crush them under my boot, but I have taken oath not to harm anyone in Lilliput. So the only option left out is to escape. Let me escape to Preschool before the secretary arrives.
So, early next morning, Gulliver sent a note that he was leaving to Preschool, but did not wait for his reply. Gulliver started walking towards the shore. There, he seized the biggest warship and tied a cable to it. He freed it from its anchor and threw his clothes and other stuff in it and started pulling it. He walked for as far as it was possible and then started swimming. In half an hour, the coast of Preschool was before his eyes. Gulliver felt happy.
Thank God. Great escape from getting blind and starving to death. I hope I'll have better luck here than that I had in Lilliput.